Hello, everybody! Welcome to the Geeky Puppet Show once again for Secret Invasion, Season 1, Episode 4, Beloved. And joining me, as always, of course, is the all-other green person, Froggy.
Hi.
And the speedy one on his cell phone, Zach.
Hi, yeah, my computer is going nuts right now, so you guys get the phone quality, Zach, tonight. Lucky you.
Sounds crisp and clear as you look at your porn.
Get Haley Atwell off your screen, Zach. Come on.
Yeah, put Michelle Pfeiffer up there. She's hotter.
I don't know if I could say that.
Michelle, what does Haley Atwell have? Big boobs. That's about it. Her face needs a paper bag.
What? You've gone too far, Frog.
I haven't gone far enough.
Her face is exquisite.
Yeah, exquisitely dog shit.
No, I can't agree with that at all.
I can't even with this frog right now. I'm about to go turn on my frying pan.
It's okay. Deep breath. Son of a dog, Maranya says. Well,
that's Froggy right now, the son of a dog.
No, you can say the full thing, Zach. It's okay.
No, it's okay. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'll be okay. I'll get through it.
Rhaegar, kick the frog. No. It's okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Some pretty big things going on. We learned last week that Nick Fury had a wife to begin with. But now we learned that she's working for Gravik. And not only that, her contact with Gravik is Rhodey.
Or is he Rhodey?
No. It's pretty obvious.
He is not.
No, he's not Cheeto. He sucks at acting.
He's Scrody.
Scrodium?
So anyway, Scrody tells her, hey, Nick Fury kind of got to die now. Oh no, he's not himself. We're better off just leaving him. Nope, he's got to die. And yeah, so she's having to deal with that while Nick has planted a bug upon her. So he's hearing all of this. He's tailing her. He's got an eye on her. Only one.
This show is really setting up Emilia Clarke to be the hero at the end.
I mean, yeah, which actually gets me into the next thing. Last week we saw what's her name? Gaia. We saw Gaia die. She got shot.
But turns out she's extremist.
Yes, because they showed that before she went out and tried to run, she put herself into the Super Scroll machine. I can't wait to talk about the Super Scroll stuff at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got herself in the Super Scroll machine, so now she's got extremists going through her, and yeah, she's back up. She's alive again. One shot won't do, Gravik.
You can't keep an SJW down.
What?
She's gonna be the savior.
She's the Scroll Queen is not a savior, though. If she becomes like the Scroll Queen leader, that's not a good person to be.
Actually, I don't know if she's the Scroll Queen because we saw a girl. Was that supposed to be her, Emilia Clarke, that was in the shower? That becomes
No, that's Rhodey.
Rhodey's a female Skrull.
It is a female Skrull portraying Rhodey, but it's not Emilia Clarke because it would just turn back into Emilia Clarke then.
So I don't think Emilia Clarke is a Skrull Queen.
Oh, not yet, because Gravik is still alive, and he's like the supreme leader of the Skrulls right now.
The general.
Yeah, that guy.
But yeah, no. Talos gets to see his daughter, and he says, "I'm so sorry for all that you had to go through."
And then she says, "Dad, you're a pussy, and I'm not gonna follow you." And she leaves him alone and walks away. It's just she's a total bitch.
I didn't see it like that at all.
Dad, it's your plan to rely on hope and love? No, where does she's so.
I will say, not to put this, nothing. This is not to do with Gaia, but that gave me like serious Walking Dead vibes, because anytime in The Walking Dead where somebody showed some kind of hopefulness or moral attitude like that, they died like the next episode. So yeah, when he was going through that whole little speech given to his daughter, I was like, oh, Ben Mendelsohn, your time is limited in this world.
Yeah.
Actually, it was different. Is the curse of Judith? Whenever somebody held Judith, they died.
Well, Dale never held Judith.
But Gaia tells her father that what she has to fight for is for him. That's what all of it's always been about. Like, he's very important to her. She's not a total bitch. Like, how dare you, Dad? She sees her dad as an optimist far too much, and it's true.
Her dad turns out to be right. Can't go get Gravik, and then she goes back to the facts. Only she's like, Dad, tell me you have a plan. My plan is basically
do nothing.
Pretty much. Basically, not to attack the humans, prevent this insurgency. And
prevent the insurgency, and then go to the president and be like, "Hey, we saved your life. Will you give us something in return?"
They will not.
Basically, appeal to humanity, because remember, they are visitors. They're people without a home.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, "That's the most stupidest thing ever." So why is she not following Gravik then?
She left Gravik to help her father because she recognized what Gravik was doing was taking a path that was too far. That's why.
Yes.
But she still believes that her people need a planet. They need a home.
She has a foot in both camps, kind of. She hasn't picked one side over another. She's
indecisive. You might as well ask her what she wants for dinner.
Well, yeah, but but Ben Mendelsohn doesn't have a plan. He doesn't really have a plan. He's saying, we can live on Earth, but they'll never be able to be themselves again. It's not a real home.
Right. They can't just turn green and walk around everywhere. Yeah.
They need a planet.
Well, guess what? There is no planet. It's the MCU.
Wow. But that's the point. They needed help. That's what the whole thing is. They needed help, and because of years and years of prolonging and waiting and not addressing the matter at hand, that space station isn't for the Skrulls. So they've just been sitting on their asses, not doing what they promised, and the Skrulls have been trying to make lives on Earth, but that's got to affect you. The not be your true self. Through all of that,
man, it must really affect people coming across the border into the United States and not be having been forced to be Americans. Oh my gosh, dear God, isn't it not enough that there's no war? You can live in peace. Oh, I can't look at myself. Then leave. Get a spaceship and leave.
That's what they were trying to do. That's what they've been trying to do.
No, they haven't. They've been waiting.
Yeah, because they agreed to help them. The U.S. government, even if you want to go ahead and say it's the secret arm of it with S.H.I.E.L.D., they promised to help the Skrulls find a home planet to avoid the war. Yes, they did.
No. Fury promised. S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't promise shit.
Fury was S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, well, he was an agent of. She wasn't even the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time when he made that.
This was their Captain Marvel. He was just an agent. He was not.
This is before he was the leader.
At the end,
who knows how much authority he actually had at the time?
Didn't he get his promotion, or at least one of his promotions, at the end of that movie? Though
I think, but it wasn't like enough to become like head of S.H.I.E.L.D. Though I don't think he was.
Yeah, that is true because I remember this. He had hearing aids in the movies. And he
unless they showed that Rhodey no longer needed walking aid due to new surgery, that was the biggest clue that he was a Skrull. Maybe.
Did they show that in Falcon and the Snowman? I don't remember that.
I thought they addressed it in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But
I don't remember. I haven't gone back and rewatched it.
But that's the thing. So Talos told the rest of the Skrulls, hey, all million of you, come on down to Earth. Why not? without letting Fury know.
That's
because
true.
That was never Fury's plan. But then on top of that, Fury hasn't been on his initiative to find them a planet. It's just been years of stalling with other things getting in the way, admittedly. But that's what the Skrulls need. They need a home world, a new home world, and Earth isn't it.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Yeah. You're supposed to feel for them.
I don't feel for them.
Why?
Because they're Skrulls.
That's not a good reason. That's really not.
The Kree were right. Hashtag.
The Kree weren't right. The Kree were at war with a race that mostly wanted peace, or at least at that point of the war. But we do have to remember there is the talk of what started the war, which was the fact that Skrulls weren't all that peaceful. But that's another matter. We're talking about the here and now.
So why is it Fury's fault? Why are they going after Captain Marvel, who's clearly back?
But she's not. Captain Marvel is a big area of they fucked up.
You know, Rania, you weren't the only one right about Rhodey. I had mentioned before when he fired him, is because you wouldn't have fired him like that. So, but you are right though. You're just not the only one right.
Yeah, you're right. I was unsure. I was thinking.
I was cheering him. I was hoping he was going to be a Skrull because, man, I cannot stand John Cheeto.
Well, I think the real Rhodey's going to be back at some point.
Actually, they don't need to resurrect their own accuser because they show Captain Marvel with the accuser hammer.
That's a different accuser.
Well,
new accuser.
It's not Ronan. It's another one.
I didn't say it was her. I said it was her. She's holding the actual hammer.
Is she? I know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Anyway, to get back on track, there is a scene after where Fury goes home, where his wife is, and we get a flashback earlier in the episode that
we get a flashback
after the Avengers.
Yeah, I gotta say though, this really felt like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
A little bit.
I like that.
It takes a cue. It takes a cue from Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Talking about their marriage and all this stuff, how she kept up the ruse, probably this woman basically stole, not steal her life, but asked permission to continue her life, and yeah, it's anyway, it all basically lands up they both got a gun on the table at the end. They're gonna shoot each other, but they both purposely miss, and then they go their separate ways.
I did like that line that Fury said. I like that line where Fury's like, I don't know if this means we should get a divorce or renew our vows. Because like they're kind of on the same page, but they're also on opposite sides. So I don't know. It was very Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I didn't even think about that. You hit the nail on the nose.
But then they gotta go ahead and they gotta go their separate ways because they each have stuff they have to do. Well, mostly Fury. She's just gotta run.
I purposely like to use the phrase I put the top hat on Dalton.
I've never heard that.
There you go. Okay, yeah, you put the top hat on the Dalton. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. So after this, Ben Mendelsohn and Fury, they pretty much know that Rhodey is a Skrull. So Fury afterwards, he goes ahead and he has a conversation, and I love the conversation with Scrody after he gets out of the shower and dressed and changes back to Rhodey. Yes, the most attractive thing about Rhodey is that it was a female. Nope, that wasn't the right one. Most attractive thing, right here. The female Skrull who plays him. Jeez, Miranya, so cool. But Fury's saying, I have a lead about Skrulls in the government. Very close to the president, as close as you and I. And Scrody is just trying to nod along and says that basically, as Fury's trying to get his old job back.
You know what would be great, though?
Mm-hmm.
Because he had the alcohol, and I'm thinking, like, does Fury just choosing a random alcohol to try and bait him to see if he's really remembers him, if he's a Skrull or not? Because I think he was, because the whole because that Don Cheadle was kind of concerned too.
He had the liquid tracker in the alcohol. So I don't think it was so much of a thing to test and see if it was really him.
But hold
it
on,
was like,
hold on. We didn't know that at the point. I'm saying when we first started watching it, I was curious what was going on, if he was trying to test him or not still.
In the middle, I didn't think that. I thought it was very, very on the nose for Nick Fury, because like Scrody asked like if it's poison, and he says nanotech, but he says it as kind of like a joke, but he's actually being honest. Like it is some kind of nanotech that allows him to track them.
Palpatine, don't really use technology correctly. If you're going to respond to someone in YouTube,
it won't let me choose anymore. It no longer lets you choose between the two.
Mike, does for me.
Doesn't for me. I've tried.
I've all keep up with shown. Yeah.
But yes,
I control it all.
From there, Rhodey meets the president. They go on their merry way, and they're driving to meet with the Russians.
I want to point out though, would have been really badass instead of tracking him. If he's like, when he says like, "Oh, it was a poison," he's like, "Oh, you're right, it was a poison," and he shoots him with a gun. That would be awesome. Just kills him.
Well, no, he wouldn't have done that, because if he kills him, then he can't be of use.
No, he could have Talos pose as Don Cheadle.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't know where Don Cheadle was supposed to go, though. That's why they put the tracker in him.
That's what they have, the damn cell phone, so they can track where calls have been made from. I'm sure Skrulls text each other. They're not the brightest. Man, they lost their planet. You think they're that smart?
They also have the hive mind. If Scrody is a part of Gravik's group, that information should be in there. But that's another matter.
They're in a group chat.
So yes, there is an ambush on the president, and it's made to look like the Russians. But the Super Skrulls are there, and they come bashing through and knocking cars. And I'm sorry, they are Groot.
Wait, do they even have? Do they have the powers yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Gravik does.
Gravik does. And the other ones, I didn't see them at all because they're using guns.
There's at least, I think, there's more than just Gravik, though.
Yeah. And so far, so we know they have Groot, and we know they have the extremist powers. I'm sure they'll show the other ones that were on that computer at some point.
That's what I was trying to figure out what you mean by Groot. I'm like, oh, yeah, the vine thing.
Yeah, that was the Groot power, yeah.
I was so disturbed, I kept thinking it was Reed Richards. Churchy powers.
But yeah, they go ahead. They try to kidnap the president. Yep. Fury and Talos show up and kind of hold them off, and then they're backed up by U.S. Army, and they're trying to get the president out of a flipped car. And Talos, who has super strength because he's a Skrull, he's like beating on the bulletproof window, trying to open it, and he gets shot. He's heavily wounded, and so he starts turning into a Skrull. And like one of the army guys sees him as an alien and he wants to shoot him, and Fury stops him. He's like, "No, he's on our side." And so, go ahead.
No, you're right. I was disagreeing.
Yeah. And so, Talos, he ends up busting the window. They pull the president out, and Fury's got the president. He's taking him over to his car, and he turns around and he sees the soldier that was going to shoot Talos. He's now holding him up and is acting like he's walking him over. But then he turns into Gravik. It was a Gravik in disguise, and he stabs Talos right in the chest. So Talos is dead, Jim.
So now Gaia has to make a decision.
Yeah, now that Gravik's killed her dad.
Yeah. I think her decision, she's going to stand against Gravik, but I think she's going to pull a Sam and a Falcon and Winter Soldier, where she's like, "We need better.
Holy crap!
We need to do better."
Where do you have that one female Skrull posing as Rhodey? What if she poses as Tony and they fight?
Well, I don't think they got Robert Downey Jr. back for this.
That'd be badass, bro. We'll just use CG face. You don't need it all.
I don't know.
The CG face is the CG technology Disney uses is pretty notoriously bad. It's passable, but it's not great.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that.
Yeah, but do you think they give a crap? Look at their openings.
Well, that's only this one. The other ones are very good. This one is the only one that uses AI art that has all that shit.
They're all gonna for the future. They're all gonna start using this.
Well,
and honestly, this whole their strike thing. Hire people from overseas. We'll get the Eastern writers to write stuff.
I do not agree, but anyway,
I agree. Don't reward stupid. Buy people can actually get people can actually write.
Okay. Anyway, this is
yes,
the end of the episode. It's
end of our review.
Yes, it's a decent episode. It really is. I think that I am more and more certain of this, though. This would have been better as a movie. And it's going to be that case for a lot of these miniseries. It should have just been a Disney Plus special presentation and just make it a 2.5-hour movie. People would have loved this. They would have watched it and they would have given it all the reviews and all the praise. But this is being dragged out for 6 weeks. It's good, but it's not good enough to keep everybody hooked for 6 weeks. I'm sorry. I just don't think it is.
For the 6 people watching this, we apologize.
That's right. I like the show. I really do. I just think that it would have been better as a movie. But it
would have been better if you would have had Kamala Khan there just for all laughs.
We loved Kamala Khan. She was great. Yes. Miss Marvel was a good show. They fumbled slightly at the end, but it was still a decent show. It was a real show. It was
and the actress is a likable enough person that she could carry the show.
Just look at her. Just look at the second picture of her holding the book that shows her character's death. You can tell that she loves her character.
You know what I want? I want the America Chavez Kamala Khan show.
America Chavez was good in Multiverse of Madness.
I know.
Nah.
What the MCU has that's an opportunity is to take the decisions that were made in the comics, these characters that have been written so poorly, and then give them a new life. What's sad is this won't inspire people to go back into the comics to go ahead and, let's go ahead and see what America Chavez is like. And you get this crock full of shit. But that's another matter. I'm happy that we have something good out of that, though. That's pretty much all I've got to say to it.
Yeah.
But that is it. So thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. And donate to the Ko-Fi. We do comic book readings every Friday and Sunday, as you can see on our new banner made by a certain froggy fellow. But
now you no excuse not to watch us. You know the times.
That's right. But that's it for now. Thank you and goodbye.
Remember, only you can destroy the Skrulls.
Or the Kree.
They just need a home.
Yeah.